Okay, we're going to be talking about section 1.1, which is circles. We start at center 2, negative 3, 2, negative 3, which is here, and we're going to go radius of 4, so that means go 4 units in each direction, so that's 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 up, and 1, 2, 3, 4 to the left, and then do your best you can to sketch a circle through those points. Pretty basic. Next, we look at standard form of a circle. This one is when radius is 0, the center is 0, 0, and then this one is when your center is h, k. So when we're looking at that, if we're trying to do center, center is the ordered pair, hk, so you do hk, but because this is subtraction and that's subtraction, then you do opposite, so you get 3 and negative 2. The radius is equal to, if this is r squared, then we take the square root of this, so the square root of 9 is 3. In the next problem, our center is going to be, since there is no parenthesis and there's nothing there, the x coordinate is 0, and then we do opposite of that for our center is 5, and our radius is going to be square root of 10, which doesn't simplify. Find the center and radius. This is not in the format that we need it in, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to group our x's, everything with our x term, then we're going to group our y values, our y's together, and we're going to move 19 to the other side. Okay, so the first thing we're just going to group x squared plus 4x, leave a little space, plus then we're going to do our green, y squared minus 8y equals and negative 19. So we want to complete the square with our x value, so we want to look at this portion and complete the square method. We take our b term, which is 4, b term, divide by 2, and you square it. So 4 divided by 2 is 2, and 2 squared is going to be 4. So we add 4 here. If you add 4 to this side, you have to add 4 to this side. Next, I want to complete the square with my y terms. So I take my b term in this, which is negative 8. Negative 8, divide by 2, and square it. That's complete the square method. That's going to be negative 4 squared, which is positive 16. If you add 16 in here, we're going to add 16 to the other side, and now we are going to factor. If I factor this, I can use rooftop method, or I can use the shortcut. The shortcut says use the variable of the first term, sine of the middle term, and square root of that one. Square root of 4 is 2. Put that in parentheses and square it. Plus, I can now factor using rooftop for this, or I can use the shortcut which says use variable of the first, sine of the middle, negative, square root of this one, which is 4, squared, and then I'm going to add negative 19 plus 4 plus 16 and get positive 1. Now it's in our form. Our center is going to be opposite, so our center is negative 2, positive 4, and the radius is equal to the square root of 1, which is just 1. And this is all they ask us for. Alright, number 5, they ask us to give the equation. The first thing we're going to do is label our radius, which is label our center, Our center is 1, 3, and our radius from here to here is going to be 4 units. So your radius is equal to 4. Alright, we come and put it into our formula, so you get x minus 1 squared plus y minus 3 squared. Your radius is 4, which is 4 squared, so that's x minus 1 squared plus y minus 3 squared equals 16. And this is the equation of the circle that was graphed. Number 6 says find it if it has center 1, negative 1, diameter of 10. Well, if the diameter on an object, on a circle, goes all the way across, the radius is only half of that. So really our radius is 5. If the diameter is 10, the radius is 5. So I have, using this formula up here, looking up here, I'm going to have x minus 1 squared plus y, and then minus a negative 1 is plus 1 squared, and then r squared. Well, r squared, my r is 5, so 5 squared is going to be 25. And that's going to be the equation of number 6. The next question says find the equation of the circle with center 2, 3. So it's looking at center 2, 3 and passes through the point 4, 7. So if we're looking at that example, to get my radius, I need to know the distance between those 2 points. So before that, I'm going to start with my distance formula. Okay, I wrote my distance formula down and I labeled my points over there. So now I'm going to continue. We get x2 is 4 minus x1 is 2 squared, and then y2 is 7, y1 is 3 squared. We're going to simplify this. 4 minus 2 is 2. 2 squared is 4. 7 minus 3 is 4. 4 squared is 16. So the distance is equal to the square root of 20. Therefore, the radius is equal to the square root of 20. That's the distance from there to there. Now we need to plug it into our equation, which is x minus h squared. Our standard form equation is this. So we're going to plug in our center. Well, we know our center is 2, 3. And then our radius is going to be, so square root of 20. So I get x minus 2 squared plus y minus 3 squared. And the radius is going to be square root of 20. The square root of 20 squared equals 20. So when I square the square root of 20, I just get 20, and that's going to be the equation of our circle.